What did I want on a Tyros 5? The one thing I have been waiting for my entire life with the Tyros, because I'm a piano player, I have always said from the 1 to the 2 to the 3 to the 4, why don't they give us 76 keys rather than 61? Because now that would fulfill the need of a piano player as well as a keyboard person. Well, thank you, God, or whoever was responsible. But now the Tyros 5 comes in 2 models, the 61 keys, C to C, but now it comes in 76 keys. And that's what I have here, 76 keys. If this was the only thing that was better, I would have been real happy. If that's the only thing to have. And I couldn't do that on a 4 because a 4 doesn't have that note on it, and neither does it have those. So I couldn't play those notes up there. So that is, I just want to let you know that for the first time in the history of the Tyros, 76 keys. I'm excited. I thought you'd be more excited. And what are some of the things that are different? That's what I want to show you. Because most of you have a Tyros 4, so your question is, why would I want the Tyros 5 when I have a Tyros 4? And the only reason is if you have enough money. That's basically because if you do, then you always get the best thing that you can get. And I will tell you, there are enough differences on the 5 that are not on the 4. One of them is, for the first time in the history of keyboards, the drum track in the styles, the rhythm section, the drummer is no longer played on the keys of a keyboard. On all other keyboards, the Tyros 4, the drums, they have a different drum in each keyboard, and somebody's actually playing the piano and making the drums work, and it's very it's mechanical, that's the best word. So what they did this time on the Tyros 5, holy smoke, they took the most famous drummers in the world of music, and one of them is Adele from England. You know that girl that has all those hits right now? Her drummer is playing the drums on the Tyros 5. So the drummer is real in the rhythms, and you are going to hear that. I'm going to show you right now. I'm going to go to. I just want you to hear what a real drummer sounds like instead of a mechanical. Now that's a real drummer. Holy smokes, did you hear that? Now, here's another thing. This is, well, let me just get you into some of these rhythms. I got so much to show you. But I wanted to show you that drummer. And when the swing category, you hear that drummer riding those cymbals and those brushes. And it's a real live drummer. And you can't get that with the mechanical sound. So that's a big difference. And you're going to see that show up in all of the rhythms. Here's one of the rhythms that I want to show you. And I'm going to use, yeah. Here, we'll show off the drummer right here. Here's another one. Now, here it is with the rest of the band. Are you ready? Here we go. rhythms make when you have an actual human being playing those drums. And because of that, like when a drummer hits a snare, the cymbal has a little sound to it. It vibrates a little, even though it's not being hit. And that's all the nuances of a drummer, and we never had that in the mechanical drummer. Now the real drummer, it sounds like a real band, a real orchestra. I'm going to go to the other thing the Tyros 5 has. They started this with the Tyros 4, having singers, you know, doo-wops and things saying it. Oh my gosh, they have taken this to a whole nother level. I'm going to go to, let's see, 60s guitar pop, that would be number 6. Okay, here you go. Now, if I'm going to do Diana, you're so young and I'm so, you know that song? Oh my darling, I'm in tow. All right. So what I need is not only my band, which is a great 60s band here, I need the singers that would have accompanied singers in the 60s, and I have those all right here in a couple of buttons. Let's see, there you go, 2 seats right over there for you. Make yourself at home. Sure. Can we get you anything? Like a watch? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding you. Now, I need some singers. So with the touch of a button, I've got... Listen to that. Absolutely amazing. I'm going to go to big band. I'm going to go to big band. I'm going to jump around here a little bit.
Was this singers in it?
Yeah, just the background.
Now,
They weren't that noticeable to us, I don't
this
think.
is a brand new big band jazz rhythm. And they were nice enough to put into the introduction Benny Goodman. Who knows about Benny Goodman? Benny Goodman, come on up here. I'll just see if anybody turned around. We know what state of mind you're in. But if Benny Goodman were to play our introduction, here's another intro, and this is with a real drummer, and Benny Goodman playing the introduction, and I'm going to use this for a, here it is, listen to this. Hear what I just heard. How exciting is that? Now, for this song I want to do, I'm going to do Just Because You done, you know that song? So I need some scat singers, okay? And I can decide what kind I want. First of all, let's start our drummer up here. Listen to that cymbal right there. You hear that cymbal? That's what a real drummer sounds like. Now I need some guys to go like this. Do it with me. Now we need a bass guy to join us. Here he comes. Now I also got some girls in the group. Come on, guys. Now we'll put the whole rest of the band, and here we go. Oh, let's go up. Here's another real drummer. Come on. Ready for this? It's that drummer. Fourth. Here we go. Little piano. Come on, are you ready? Here we go. So good. Here's a rhythm that you say, well, I've got a lot of rhythms that I like on the Tyros 4. Well, guess what? They have all those on the Tyros 5. They didn't eliminate any, they just added a bushel full more of rhythms. And they have 200 new voices. So if you didn't like any of the guitars, you got dozens more to choose from now. But I'm going to play, and this is something they started on the Tyros 4, and they've improved it. Let's say that I want to play Misty, and I want a saxophone player to play the melody, okay? So you can have, I'm going to have 3 saxophone players. One, he's not any good and he's got a lousy sax. Number 2, this guy is not any good but he's got a real good sax. And this guy is a professional and he's got a good sax, okay? So the first sax player, let's put him on. Oh, sorry, I don't have him because there's not a bad one on here. Sorry. But let's take the second guy who's an amateur, but his parents are so rich they bought him the best saxophone. So if he were to play the first 3 notes of Misty, it would sound like this on a real good sax. That's beautiful, that breath you can hear. That's not how a real saxophone player would play the first note. The first note of Misty, that one right there, the sax player is going to bend his body a little bit like this. And he's going to take that saxophone and he's going to begin to contort his face. As I've told you sometime in the past, we call that hurting, okay? When I was in a band and one guy wasn't playing up to par, we would say, put a little hurt in it, okay? And this is a tip for you that play, okay? If you want people to think you're better than you are, use facial expressions. Because this doesn't sound as good as this. Which way sounded better? I played it the same way. So just keep that in mind and always be sure to improve your thank you at the end. Because the way you say thank you will make the difference in people thinking how good you are. And especially if you play the song real bad, you want to say a real good thank you at the end. Something like this. Thank you. Let's try it together. The hands start low, the head up high, and then they meet together. Everyone, let's try. Thank you. And you do that at the end of your song, and people, they don't care how you play it. They're going to go, oh, well, you're welcome. Keep that in mind. All right, so an amateur, now the professional picks up the saxophone. He bends his body. He's going to act like it's his last breath getting that note out of his horn, I assure you. And it's going to sound like this. How can I do that? I have a magic button, boom, right there. That was on the, I guess, I don't know if it was on the 3, but it was on the 4, but not like this. Are you ready for this? Now remember, without this, it's with. Get ready.
Big difference between that.
Wait a minute, something else is on? What else is on? Okay, she programmed this all for me. Let's have a big hand for Melanie. She said, let me get it all right, so you only have to press a button, and that's very good. Yes. You can find her next week working at the public. We're going to let her beat stay right here, and here we go. And let's go back to our saxophone, the real deal. Are you ready? Oh, I got my microphone. Here comes the hurting button. Ah! Did you hear that? I'm going to do it one more time for you. I want you to really hear that hurting now. Oh, you almost didn't get that one out. Yeah. Oh,